Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Shalom Yamini. Each week, we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find inspiration that will complement your daily life and intensify your connection to God. This week's Parsha Perspective is being dedicated in memory of Moshe Morris ben Nagiah HaKohen. May his soul be uplifted, as memory be a blessing for his family and the entire Jewish nation. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Shoftim. Our Parsha addresses the fundamental issues of the leadership of the Jewish people. We begin with the commandment to appoint judges and law enforcement officers in each city, and laws how not to pervert justice. As the Pasuk says, Tzedek, Tzedek, tirdof, you shall surely pursue justice. Moshe then gives over the laws pertaining to kings, such as not having more than 18 wives, or acquiring excessive amounts of personal wealth. He continues with the laws concerning Kohanim, that they will not inherit any portion of the land of Cana'an, for God is their inheritance. And although they are divided by family into many shifts to serve in the Beis HaMikdash, a Kohen always has a right to come and personally offer his own sacrifice. Moshe then describes how to differentiate between a true and false prophet and the punishment for those who falsely claim that God has spoken to them. Our Parsha ends off with the laws of Eglah Arufah. If a person is found dead on the side of the road outside the city limits, the leadership of the closest city must decapitate a calf in atonement and proclaim their innocence to Hashem. However, a question comes to mind. After the calf is slaughtered, the rabbis must say that our hands did not pour this blood, nor did we see this crime. Rashi explains that we obviously don't think that the rabbis committed this murder. So what they are truly saying is they did not see this person in their city and let him leave without food or an escort. Why does the next Pasuk say, Kaper la'amcha Yisrael, atone your people Yisrael? If they did not know of his need for food or a companion, they are guilty free. So why the need for atonement? The Rambam in Sefer Zmanim Hilchas Matanas Avyanim writes that the leadership of each city should include a person who is in charge of charity for the less fortunate. The reason for this is because over time he will get to know those in need and be able to help without being asked. For it is quite possible that a person who is in need will not know where to go or be too embarrassed to ask. Therefore, a city's leadership must appoint someone who will make it a point to find out who requires some assistance and be able to help them out discreetly. Being charitable to the less fortunate is part of our DNA and one of the 3 characteristics of the Jewish people. In fact, we give more charity than any other religion despite being less than 3% of the population in the United States. We have amazing chesed organizations that can assist a person in need in most areas of their life. The reason the Pasuk says, Kaper la'amcha Yisrael, atone for your people Yisrael, is not for the person's death, but rather because they were unaware of this person's need. For it is essentially their responsibility to provide him with food or an escort, and since they failed their obligation, they carry partial responsibility. If they were genuinely focused on kindness, they would have a system in place to provide for him and stop such an unfortunate event. Moshe Rabbeinu, in his final address, is ingraining within the Jewish nation the ethos of charity. We must not stand by until a person asks for assistance. Instead, actively seek out and help those in need. And although this may seem like a recurring theme within the book of Devarim, it is one of the keys to the success for the Jewish people. And therefore, it is necessary to be reiterated so that it will be instilled in the generations to come. In our daily life, it is imperative that we understand that we must be charitable to those in need, not just with our money, but also with our time, hearts, and mind. We must not stand still when we know a person requires assistance, even if they did not ask for our support. And when we do offer assistance, we must do so in a kind, compassionate, and discreet manner, for that is the way of the Jewish people. There is an amazing quote by the famous Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get. However, we make a life by what we give. Have a great weekend and good Shabbos. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.